This lecture will be devoted to a piece of legislation enacted by the Parliament of India in 2025 and a classic legislation, and that is promotion and regulation of online gaming act 2025. So in the very introduction, we would like to discuss what was the need of such a act and the very procedure adopted as per the constitutional provisions under Article 117 of the Constitution. The very Act aims to establish a robust legal framework and regulate, promote, and encourage the online gaming sector for innovation and economic growth, and to ensure a developed, safe, and responsible digital environment for all citizens. As it was introduced in the House as a finance bill in the House of People, that is Lok Sabha, under Article 117, Clause 1 and Article 117, Clause 3. As such, Article 117, Clause 1 of the Constitution covers matters in addition to other legislative provisions related to Article 110 was relating to money bill, which requires President's recommendation and can only be introduced in the House of People or Lok Sabha, while Article 117 Clause 3 states that a bill involving expenditure from Consolidated Fund of India shall not be passed by either House of Parliament unless the President has recommended to that House the consideration of the bill. So, due to these provisions of the Constitution, it was introduced in the Lok Sabha with due recommendation of the President of India. The very need of the Act was due to addiction and financial ruin. Online money games encourage compulsive playing and create an illusion of quick profits. This leads to addiction, pushing financial debt and distress. So, according to the Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, online money gaming has negatively affected 45 crore people who faced a loss of more than 20,000 crores. And besides that, the mental health statistic provided by World Health Organization classifies gaming disorder health condition in its international classification of diseases. So gaming disorder is a pattern of play marked by loss of control, neglect of other daily activities, and persistence despite harmful consequences. Closing legal loopholes, gaming and betting are already restricted under laws such as the Bharatiya Naya Sangita, which was enacted in 2023 and by various state legislations, but the online domain remained largely unregulated. Many gaming platforms operate from offshore jurisdictions, presented challenges in terms of extraterritorial jurisdiction and interstate inconsistencies. Besides that, it is a threat to national security, as investigations have shown that some gaming platforms were being used for terror financing, illegal messaging, and money laundering, effectively compromising the country's national security. So, besides that, also it provides an encouraging esports. The act promotes positive digital engagement and boosts creative economy and innovation in the esports sector. So now we'll discuss the very key provisions and in particularly the definitions as provided under Section 2, Section 3, Section 4 and 5 and Section 7 and Section 8. In particularly, Section 2 and Section 3 defines online games as any game which is played on an electronic or a digital device and is managed and operated as a software through the internet or any other kind of technology facilitating electronic communication. As such, it also categorizes and defines online games as e-sport, competitive digital sports where teams or individuals participate in organized tournaments requiring strategy, coordination, and advanced decision making skills. As for the Bill, the boy, Bam, became the first Indian player to win the Pokemon Geo World Championship 2025. And on online social games that form part of everyday recreation, primarily skill-based and designed for entertainment, learning, or social interaction. For example, worldly online word game, how to, etc. So it defines online money games. Online money games were the best. And in particularly where there is financial stakes are involved, and also such games as it defined, for example, Dream 11, Rummy, Poker, Win, Zoo, etc., and the very applicability of the Act, it will apply to the whole of India and to online money games. Service offered within the territory of India or operated from outside the territory of India. So, as under Section 4 and 5, it is regarding prohibition of money games. So, also Section 7, which is prohibition of financial institutions involved. So, there is an absolute prohibition of online money games as for the provisions of Section 4 and Section 5 and Section 7 of the Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Act 2025. Online money games, also called real money games, and related services are prohibited. Further advertisements and financial transactions by banks or financial institutions towards payment for any online money gaming service are also prohibited. Authorities have also been empowered to block access to unlawful platforms under the Information Technology Act of 2000. Besides that, promotion of esports, the act recognized as a legitimate competitive sport. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports will develop guidelines and infrastructure like training, academies, and research centers will be established. Besides that, promotion of social and educational games. So Union government empowered to recognize and register social games that are safe and age appropriate. Dedicated platforms for content distribution. And as while Section 8 provides for a central authority, online gaming authority, establishment of a national level regulatory authority as provided under Section 8 to categorize and register games, determine if a game is a money game, and address such grievances. And in particularly Chapter 5 of the Act provides regarding penalties for offences committed under the Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Act 2025. Offences under key provisions are cognizable and non-bailable as per the provisions of Chapter 5. Imprisonment of up to 3 years and a fine up to Rs 1 crore for offering online money games. Advertising such games shall attract imprisonment up to 2 years and a fine of up to Rs 50 lakh. Besides that, regarding corporate and institutional liability as provided under Chapter 5 of the Act, companies and their officers can be held accountable with specific safeguards for independent and non-executive directors who act with due diligence. Besides that, also it provides investigation and enforcement power to the central authority of those officers for investigation, search, and seizure, even warrant in certain cases. So, now we would like to discuss the very provision of Section 69A of the Information Technology Act of 2000 relating to online gaming. So, Section 69A of Information Technology Act 2000 provides powers to the government to block access to illegal websites or links. For example, 1524 betting and gambling websites and mobile apps were blocked during the year 2022 to 2025. Besides that, the IT intermediary guidelines and digital media ethics code rules of 2021 that under provide norms for online gaming platform, for example, registration of intermediaries with self-regulatory bodies. And now we'll discuss the very sections. Section 111 and 102 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which was enacted in 2023. Section 111 and 112 penalize unlawful economic activities and cyber crimes and unauthorized betting and gambling respectively. And now we'll discuss the provisions under the Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, which provides that illegal and offshore gaming platforms are regulated under the Integrated Goods and Services Tax Act of 2017. Now we'll discuss relevant provisions of Consumer Protection Act of 2019, which prohibits misleading and surrogate advertisements. The Central Consumer Protection Authority has issued advisories to prevent celebrities and influencers from endorsing betting platforms. While the Act offers several advantages in terms of promoting esports and safeguarding citizens in the digital era, it also raises concerns about policy volatility and uncertainty. The abroad ban on the rapidly growing online money gaming sector risks creating a perception of policy inconsistency. It can undermine industry and investor confidence, particularly affecting the inflow of foreign investment into India. So now we would like to conclude our relevant discussion relating to promotion and regulation of Online Gaming Act 2025. The Promotion and Regulation of Online Gaming Act 2025 represents a significant milestone in shaping India's digital landscape. It seeks to safeguard citizens from the exploitative practices of the online money gaming industry while simultaneously encouraging the growth of legitimate esports. In doing so, it aims to strengthen the country's financial security and safety. So innovations were given all kind of support under the act, in particularly relating to those games in particularly classified as games of skill, not games of chance. So above all, it will ensure the technology relating to games of skills, which would benefit and will provide good internship to those innovators in the very field of esports or games of skill, rather than any harm to national financial security and safety.